Morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. I'm going to do your January the 28th spiritual principle a day in a meditation. Title of the meditation, Practicing Fidelity. As we practice honesty, integrity, and fidelity, we no longer have to keep track of our stories or cover our tracks. That comes from the Living Clean book, chapter 3, A Spiritual Journey. While addiction puts a serious strain on our ability to maintain fidelity to the people who matter to us, recovery allows us to show up for our loved ones in ways we may never have thought possible. Freedom from active addiction takes away one incredibly large barrier to our fidelity, the use of drugs. Once the drugs are out of the way, it is common in early recovery to wonder why our family and friends may hesitate to trust us completely. As we stay clean longer and gain greater relief from self-centeredness, we begin to see that the drugs weren't the only barrier to our fidelity, and we need more than simple abstinence to be able to truly be present for the people in our lives. If we focus more on what we're not doing, using drugs, cheating, stealing, telling blatant lies, it might be easy to think we are being more faithful and loyal in our relationships than we actually are. Our character defects, even when they aren't glaring, can still get in the way of our ability to truly connect to the people in our lives. Step 6 was eye-opening for me, a member wrote. I had a lousy track record with relationships, and I kept thinking I was just meeting all the wrong people. My sponsor helped me identify some character defects, and I realized it wasn't them, it was me. Thank goodness for step work. Putting on behavior under the step 6 microscope can be a bit nauseating at times, especially when we've been oblivious to a particular defect. It is disturbing to see it as a pattern and notice it in action again and again, as often happens when working step 6. The path to fidelity, to being who we want and need to be in our relationships, is in becoming entirely ready to let go of patterns that stand in the way and humbly asking for help in doing so. Practicing fidelity allows me to be the truest version of myself for those I love. With the help of my sponsor, I will work to bring the best of myself into my relationships today. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. Practicing fidelity. What a wonderful meditation here to be considering and to talk about. And it is something that helps us, right? When we practice honesty, integrity, and fidelity, it helps us. It restores our, I want to say, it restores our energy. Let me just talk about me. And if I can do that, then I'll be able to explain this a lot better. When I'm practicing honesty, integrity, and fidelity in the sense that I'm committed to a situation, regardless to whether or not I like how it is feeling or looking in that moment, right? I don't bail out on my family. I don't bail out on my friends because I have an attitude about something that's going on. I stick with it, I discuss it, and I deal with it to the best of my ability in the most appropriate manner and that includes timing. Okay. So if I'm being honest, integral in having fidelity, guess what happens? I gain back energy. I restore energy back to my person. I restore my spirit to a healthier place. Let me tell you why that happens. Because there's nothing worse than being dishonest, being integral, right? Not having integrity, in other words, right? Being a person that is not integral at all, not integral, okay? And being a person that is not faithful or loyal. There's nothing worse than being that person that no one can trust what you say or what you do, because you say one thing and then you do another, or you do something and you say something other than what you've done. You're a liar, right? And as a result of being a liar, not having honesty, integrity, and fidelity, what happens is that you oftentimes have to tell another lie to cover the first lie, and then another lie to cover that lie. And lo and behold, when the two lies are being exposed, the truth is being exposed. Generally speaking, a person that is faced with the fact that they have lied, right, will just tell another lie to try and explain why they lied. I've been there. I've been there. The stories I could tell about the stories that I used to tell was so draining. So draining, always thinking every night about, what did I tell this person? And when I was talking to this person, did I reveal this information that I told the other person didn't exist? And what happens if these two people ever put their heads together and find out that, yes, you've been lying? That would cause so much energy. That in and of itself would make me use. That stress in and of itself was enough to make me use. Okay. So I restore energy back to myself. I restore spirit back to myself when I have these spiritual principles of fidelity, honesty, and integrity. Right. What happens sometimes is that when we get into our step work, we begin to see in step 6, we're entirely ready for this stuff to be removed from us now, these character defects, right? Step 6. But what happens sometimes is now, because we've taken step 5, right? We've written step 4, we've done a step 5, and we've exposed the exact nature of our wrongs. Here we land in step 6, entirely ready, and we are looking at the things that we've done. We're looking at the way that our character defects have harmed other people, and we're seeing this ugly pattern. I mean, it's horrible to think you're a certain way and then to find out that you're nothing like that, or to think that people really like you and to find out that when they see you coming inside, they want to run because of the way your character defects manifest themselves. And when you see that, you're now in a position to actually develop your spirituality to the extent that you have a check system for when these character defects want to rise up. No, I'm not going to be proud today. I'm not going to let people know who I am exactly today under no certain terms. You do it my way or the highway. I don't have to do that today. I can allow myself to not assume the responsibility of having to even prove who I am and why a person needs to do exactly what I'm asking them to do, right? I don't have to do that. I don't have to flex. I try not to flex ever, but I don't have to, right? I don't have to flex. I can make that decision to recover, and so can you. But it only starts with having an awareness of how you've been doing relationships and making a conscious decision, right? I want to say make a conscious decision to stay clean, right? And in a sense, that is true, but I'm not talking about that. Make a conscious decision to practice fidelity. That comes with practice. That comes with practice. And practice means exactly what it sounds like. Practice. day after day, situation after situation. The ones that you knock out the park and you've done very well, enjoy them, because there will be some that the ball is going to fall very, very, it might even fall into, you'll hit it and find out it's in the foul line, right? You'll hit it and find out it went absolutely nowhere. But that's not always. And nor can we allow those circumstances to be so devastating to us that we can't get back up, dust ourselves off, and try again. We always have to have that attitude, right? Of giving ourselves space to practice. Yeah. You ever had a hard practice in sports and the coach was mad and angry at everybody and made sure everyone felt it and knew it? You ever had somebody show up late to practice that the coach had just said, if you come late again, everybody is running a mile because of you? Get in the locker room and nobody wants to talk to you because you caused all of them to be punished because you can't show up on time? Yeah. So when you're practicing fidelity, when you're practicing integrity and you're practicing honesty and you fall short, sometimes the consequences of that is that other people are impacted. And I can guarantee you, there will be days that practice will go awesome, but there will also be days when it doesn't. What is your bulletproof plan for the days when it doesn't go well? I'll tell you where to start. Say the serenity prayer. Say it over and over in a very low voice and listen to yourself. Sort out your activities and place them in those compartments within the serenity prayer. And then the things that are revealed to you that you can change, that you need the courage to change them, make a meeting and share about that. There's something about using our voice that restores sanity to us. When we can hear ourselves process, right, what we're dealing with. There's some sorting that goes out in the brain that begins to place things in their proper place. I'm speaking from experience, but I want you to have your own. So I want you to go back over this meditation when you get a chance and begin to process how you are practicing fidelity, integrity, and honesty. And how is it giving you back a sense of hope and feeling human and compassionate? How does it restore you? And look at the positives. Look at the positives, because stuff will happen and it won't be positive all the time, but you have to have a plan for how to deal with that. My name is MightyStream. I've enjoyed talking to you today. I think I'm going to go back to bed. It's 4:36. So I think I'm going to go back to bed and just rest. Just rest. That's what I need to do for me today. I want for you to have a beautiful day on purpose. I really, really do. I want for you to have a beautiful day on purpose, no matter what. Right? When stuff comes up, say, you know what? If MightyStream can do it, I can do it. Right? Use the power of equanimity in our lives today. Talk to you soon.